whether new happens or not, it's definitely changed my life. I don't say that to be exaggerating. I say that to be for real. No, like, since I was a little kid, I've always wanted to do videos with someone else, and I've attempted to do videos with other people, and it never worked, and it just clicked with me and Dawson. I guess we were just film guys, so it kind of just worked, and it's crazy to see all these like characters that we've done, probably, and not just us, but other people. There's probably 200, 300 at least characters we've done. There's so many. It's just crazy to see all the stories that we've done and what we've created, and it's just crazy. I don't know. It's just a crazy, crazy thing to experience, and I like editing. Obviously, since I edit all the videos, I've edited pretty much every video that you see on the channel. I know Dawson's done like probably like 3 or 4 of them, but it's crazy. I like doing that stuff. Acting's fun, especially when you get to play creepy characters that can't make people sleep at night. It's fun. So yeah, it's pretty fun. Know what to really say about the Skeleton Man. It's one of the first characters that I ever played. Dawson's also played him, but he wasn't, he didn't play him on the channel, so he's not known, he's known for playing it on my channel. But the Skeleton Man was created by me and Dawson, partially, because Dawson made the name. I have a whole story of the Skeleton Man on my phone. It's really extensive, and I don't know if we'll ever get to use it, but it's there. And it's just a crazy, crazy character. I have a lot of, if you follow my main channel, there's a lot of like characters that I've come up with that they've always stuck with me, and that was one of them. I don't really know where the costume is, but it's funny. But in this video, I played the Skeleton Man, Omar, different guy for the Skeleton Man, and he's a friend of Wally West, the Flash, which is funny. And they just had this whole thing where they're mutating and junk, and it just takes place. And it was our first short film, and it's a doozy, definitely a doozy. I think we could have really, if we had the right people and changed it and made it longer, I think it would be a lot more epic than it was, because we were just experimenting, so we didn't really know. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to play the Skeleton Man in every video that I've played him in, especially in Magnum Man vs. the Skeleton Man, even though I laid in the gravel and I hurt really bad. And almost got ran over. But, yeah, he's a really fun character. One of the scariest people I think we've ever done. And yeah. Jack Gilmore. Man, Jack Gilmore is something else. I really don't know. To be completely honest, it was kind of just I pulled it out of my butt. Really, I just out of thin air, you know. Jack Gilmore, man, there's not a lot you could really say. The story of how Jack Gilmore became a character is really funny. It was winter break, and we were getting close to Christmas, and I know Dawson and Chris were going to come and film a Versus video, and they already had their characters ready. I didn't. I was supposed to initially play Jason Bourne, and that never happened because of this. I was bored, and I went out on my trampoline, and I found Elmo's neck piece that Dawson left at the house, and I put it on with my sweatshirt I had on, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and I said, this dude looks like a psychopath. And so I thought, hey, I'm going to make a teaser about it and just make up a dude. And I did, and I posted it on the account, and Dawson texted me and said, hey, you could play Jack Gilmore. And I said, okay. So that's how Jack Gilmore was born. I wrote a short film for it that we probably will never do, but it's just a backstory of how Jack Gilmore became a psychopath, and it's a prequel to the Versus video. He's crazy. He's a crazy man. yeah, I don't know. Jack Gilmore is off his rockers, and he was a really cool character. Still, in my opinion, one of the greatest scenes of that year is me burning down the house and shooting Chris in the face. That was pretty fun. No offense, Chris, but it was fun. Yeah. My favorite superheroes of all time. Actually, my favorite superhero of all time, Captain America. It was a joy. Loved it. It was amazing playing Captain America. Even though I got stabbed in the head, it was still cool. Captain America. I really want to. I'll probably talk about this in the end, but I really want to explore more with Steve Rogers and as me as Steve Rogers. I know Dawson's wanting to play his son in the film. And so I think it would be really cool in the future if we did a film with him and his son. It'd be dope. Two Captain Americas. Whoa! It'd be lit. So that was a cool film to do. The idea really was supposed to be the Wolverine, Captain America, and Luke Cage, but Chris couldn't show up. Not his fault. But we just kicked him off the video, and it became Wolverine versus Captain America, and it became one of the best videos we've done. It was cool. Stole Wonder Woman's theme song. That's even more funnier. Yeah. And it was just funny. It was also our first photo shoot we've ever did for a video. And the character itself, just using a water bottle as a bomb was hilarious to me. But, yeah, Captain America was dope to play. It was kind of like a dream of mine to play Captain America, so it was really nice to actually get that opportunity to play him. Hopefully I get to play him again, because it was a lot of fun. And, yeah, Captain America. I know I said in a video about 2 years ago that he was the worst character we've done. I think I lied. Mr. Robinson is like my favorite character of all time. He is a ripoff of Eddie Murphy's Mr. Robinson from Saturday Night Live. We wanted to make a white Mr. Robinson, and it definitely blew up. I remember, I credit Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood as the video that got our channel noticed, because it was so funny, and literally word for word it was stolen from the skit that we did, and we didn't know how to edit back then, so it looks not that good, but it was funny. But the video particularly that I put down was becoming a Power Ranger. Reason is why he's so iconic in that one is because he was truly fleshed out as a hero. He was always known as this funny comedian guy who was a wimp and never really got to help anyone. But then when it came down to it, he helped save the White Ranger, which was a big step for him. And he got to act all cool and got to hit Red Death with some cardboard pipes, which is very specific. But yeah, he did that. And yeah, he saved the day, but who knows if that was real. Anyways, yeah, that was cool. All the stories we've done, I want to bring Mr. Robinson back. He's a lot of fun to play. A lot of the comedy in our channel comes from him, so it's fun to play him. And yeah, Mr. Robinson. Quicksilver. I honestly didn't expect to play a Flash character. It just kind of happened. So, sophomore year, we were in advisement class, and we were trying to think of a video idea for the weekend, and Dawson's like, well, why don't we just do our own speedster thing? And we didn't want to do the Flash because that's really basic and generic and stuff, so we looked up Impulse, and I was like, well, why not I play him, and then Dawson picked Quicksilver. Did not expect it to blow up as much as it did, but, I mean, like Dawson said in his video, it was based off of Eismahawk's The Flash vs. Quicksilver, and people were ripping us for it. Well, now you know, it's based off of a video. Yeah, it's one of the best versus videos we've done. I liked playing Impulse with a mask and without a mask. That was both times. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was just the first time I've ever had to edit with fast, like, speeding up and slowing down, and it was new for me. Impulse is a funny dude. Not really. He just makes dumb puns. But it's funny. Playing him. It was great. I enjoyed it. Especially when we did the second one, going around town, and then coming back full circle to where we were, and looking completely different. But it's okay, because it works. Yeah, Impulse was great. Probably one of the best characters I've ever played. Oh, this one. This one was definitely different. The Lensar Dison from the Highlanders. I liked playing him, one, because I had a whole tattoo sleeve, and that was pretty dope. And I got stuck in briars for a really long time. We were filming a scene where Olivia was going to kill me, and then she stabs me with the sword, and I had to sit in briars for 2 or 3 takes whenever I got out of the briars, but it was fun. Lensar literally was a name I generated off of a website. I didn't make it up. Fun fact, half the names we come up with are not names we actually come up with. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not. I go on websites and figure it out, and Lensar Dison was one of them. It was also funny to be crowned by Dawson's dad. That was funny. It was great. Great experience there. It was just hilarious. I liked that video because I think it could have been a lot better. Definitely could have been a lot better. Not saying that anybody that worked with us on it did not do a good job, because they did. But I think we could have took a lot more time on it than, like, if we put it into now, like if we made the video now, yeah. It would have been a lot better. But, yeah, it was cool. I liked it. The script changed about 2-3 times, because initially everyone was supposed to die. Fun fact. And then we changed it to me and Dawson living. And then Dawson was like, well, crap, why don't we just make him have eternal life and leave one of the people alive? I was like, okay. So we did. And it happened. And blah, blah, blah. And it also won an award on Storyfire. Because I wrote, if you know what Storyfire is, it's an app where you write stories. And there you can now post videos in there. But it's an app that you can write stories on. I wrote the story version of the Highlanders, and it won a contest. So that was pretty cool. But besides the point, yeah, it was fun playing Lensar. Definitely hot. Tattoos were smearing off of me, and I enjoyed it very thoroughly. This is a out there one. A lot of our videos, like, that we don't write scripts for, that just kind of poof out of nowhere, that kind of come out of, like, you're unexpected. I never expected to play Slender Man in my life. I know I was set to play it a couple of years ago, but we never did it because we couldn't get everyone, and plus it was just, we didn't have anything written down. But it's funny how the character and how that film came about when, The Trail, which is one of my favorite videos of all time. The idea was given to us by our film teacher that we had, Nathan Sutton. If you're watching this, hello. He gave us the idea, and me and Dawson just kind of came up with the characters. Because Dawson was already going to be Van Helsing, and we were trying to figure out what the villain could be. And we never, because Slender Man's just Slender Man. No one is Slender Man, and I thought it would be cool if there was a guy that was Slender Man, because no one's ever explored that, and we did. And I thought of a sequel, and the sequel will probably explain a lot of everything. But it was really cool to play Slender Man and kill people. Sounds very dark, but it was very fun. Getting to wear the cloak and the white thing, the white face, and yeah, throwing Dawson off the bridge. That was funny. Into the leaves. Surprisingly, there was no water there, considering it was summer. But yeah, it was fun. Allan Thompson was fun to play. I always play the stereotype of the abusive boyfriend. It's fun, you know. And it's always me abusing Olivia. Don't know if y'all have noticed that, but that's always what it is. Yeah, Slender Man was fun. I enjoyed it. That's pretty much it. Okay, so this one is kind of close with me. Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter. I was so... If anyone else played Harry Potter, I'd kill them. Because I love Harry Potter so much. And if you looked at our film group and you knew who watched it more, it'd be your boy. I've watched all the movies. I even cried at the end of the last one. And I dressed up as Harry Potter when I was a little kid. And I've always wanted to play Harry Potter. And when it came down to playing Harry Potter, I loved it. It was fun. Except for the fact that I went out of a British accent. But it's okay. We just made it our own American Harry Potter. But Harry Potter was fun. I liked playing Harry Potter a lot, and Anakin Skywalker versus Harry Potter. That was a fun video to do. Very hot. For October, which was weird. I don't understand how it got super hot in October. It felt like it was July, but it wasn't. We had a lot of technical problems with that video. A lot. It took us probably all night to edit. But yeah, that character was fun to play. I liked that we kind of got to see the bad side of Harry Potter a little bit, and then knowing that he kind of really had no choice but to steal the lightsaber. But, you know, we were actually going to set it up for a sequel movie, with the Wolf Ranger, not the Wolf Ranger, the big old... I don't know what it's called, but it's from Mystic Force, the big red dude, and he's supposed to be in it, and Anakin was supposed to have a cameo, but that was like 2 years ago, so that may still happen, but still, it was fun. Yeah, I liked it a lot. So, this video was a lot bigger than I thought it would be. In my opinion, I thought it would be a lot bigger. Or I thought it would be not as big. I didn't think as many people would be in it. When I played Percy Jackson, I thought it was fun. If you noticed, if you watched the video, everyone uses their powers. I don't. But it's okay, I don't need to. I'm a good fighter anyways in that video. Anyways, the Percy Jackson was fun. I, again, abused Olivia again in that video. But we did the whole voting thing like Dawson said in the last video, and we figured out who was going to be what, and At first it was going to be the Red Zeo Ranger was what you were going to, Dawson was going to play. And then he changed it to the Red Power Ranger, which was probably the best thing he could do because Jason Scott, high schooler, makes sense, to me at least. If you do notice in that video, this has nothing to do with the character, but I made a theory up about this video where you notice all the characters are walking away from class because that's what happens is they get out of class and then class starts as they're fighting. If you look at our school, you have Will Stronghold will be walking out of like an English class and then a math class for Alex, and then I'd be walking out of a drafting class while Dawson walked out of the principal's office. Which I think is hilarious because I didn't notice this until probably 6 months after the video came out. So, I just thought that was funny. Percy Jackson was fun. I normally for high schoolers and like teenage people, like characters that were my age at the time, I wore the Converse, so it's hard to fight in those things. I'm surprised it didn't make any black marks on the floor. But yeah, I took a lot of bumps in that video. I got a lot of bruises from that video. I think I was the most hurt from that video because Dawson beat me up a lot. Jacob beat me up a lot. Alex didn't even touch me, except for a couple times, but I didn't fall on the ground for him. But yeah, I took a lot of bumps. Video was crazy. We spent 2 days filming that, and if you notice on the outside, it goes from day to night. A lot in there, because we kind of had no choice. But it was fun. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. It's one of my favorite videos, and I'm glad it has like over 300 views. This one has a story kind of behind it. This character, you know, Sterling Hilton was something else. This character was made up about 6 months before the film was even made. And this film was made up 6 months before the film was even made. Silent Night was something else. I mean, you know, again, as you know from the pattern here, I abuse another girlfriend. Don't know why the crap that happens, but it does. I played Sterling Hilton, who was a rich kid who only cared about himself. He was very selfish and narcissistic and didn't really care about other people until the very end. Funny story of this film was when Dawson told me the idea about it when we were watching Spider-Man Homecoming, and we were going to film it in the summer. That was what we were going to do. We ended up not doing that, and we ended up filming it in the cold. Awesome idea. In January. And it was one of the coldest nights ever, and we did that, and I really thought this film was gonna flop. I get with some films, we get in the middle of filming it, and I get very less confident, I guess, about a film. This one was probably the least confident I was in this, like, about it. I wanted it to be great. I just felt like when I was editing most of it, though, you couldn't hear anything. It looked nice, but you couldn't hear anything that anyone was saying, and I thought no one was gonna like it. And the end proved me wrong. Because I switched cameras, which I wish I filmed it with the camera that I'm filming with right now. But Sterling, as a character, was fun. He was kind of the leader of the group. Not kinda, I think he was. He was the leader of the group in making decisions and just letting his girlfriend go off and die. You know, that's cool, even though she had a tinkle. So, you know, but yeah, he was cool. Sterling was nice. I just love the name because we didn't have names for the characters yet, and we were watching Spider-Man Homecoming, and we were watching the scene with Vulture facing Spider-Man, and Sterling just came to my head, and I was like, that sounds really cool. So that's how the name came to be. But yeah, rich kid, snobby, stuck up. Nobody likes him, but he saved the day. We're getting into some good ones. Nightwing. Nightwing's a good one. I love Nightwing. I'm not as big as a fan as Dawson is of Nightwing, but I do like Nightwing. He looks cool. When I got the suit on, holy crap, I was like, who am I anymore? I don't know who I am. Am I Dick Grayson? I guess I am. Dick Grayson with dirty blonde hair. That's different, you know. Nobody ever really pictures that. That video is all over the place. Filming everything. We made it up on the fly. It ended up making a sense out of all of it. Got a lot of views, but like we said, the views don't matter. But it did. It got a lot of attention because it's got like a lot of big people in it. I got knocked out in that video, which is probably the funniest like death or knockout scene I've ever done, where I literally had my legs to my butt, and it hurt. I don't know. It was funny just to fall back, and then I'm just laying there. Hello, I'm good. And then just to see the twist where Dawson just puts the arrow to Red Hood's face, and he's like, okay, I'll take my fate. But it was interesting. Turned in from Red Hood facing Nightwing to Arrow showing up out of nowhere. For some reason, he just did. And he showed up, and we all kind of just fought each other. It has one of the best fight scenes that we've ever done, and choreographed, and blah, 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 and Dawson actually pushed the washer, which is great, and that my dad got onto me for. But, yeah, the video was fun. I liked it a lot. Sequel to Jack Gilmore, because of Arrow. It's kind of the Arrow versus trilogy. Well, I shouldn't have said that because we're probably going to make another one. But yeah, that was fun. Nightwing was fun. I felt very different in that suit. I didn't feel like myself. It's the one character that I actually dressed up as for a video and didn't feel like me. I felt like Dick Grayson, and it was fun. And my gauntlets fell off halfway through, but that was great. So, Nightwing was awesome. Whee, boy, this is a good one. Cledus, man. Cledus, out of all the characters, and I've probably said a lot of stuff about him. And I said, you know, Skeleton Man's one of my favorite ones, and all this stuff. Cledus means a lot to me. Cledus was the very first character that I made up when I was 12 years old, and I was making up characters for YouTube, and my mom bought me a cowboy hat, and I didn't know what to do with it, so I made a character out of it, and Cledus was born. I've always, since we started Weather News Times and on, I've always wanted to do a video with Cledus in it, because Cledus is funny, and he's just Southern boy. Cledus in Ghost is the funniest thing I have ever done in my life. Sorry Josh for bullying you. I wasn't even bullying you. People think I was actually bullying you in that video, but I wasn't. It was acting, all acting, and da-da-da-da-da. I will say, like Dawson said, it was the most controversial video I think we've ever done for a lot of reasons. Cledus was a loudmouth. Cledus doesn't know when to shut up. He really doesn't. He just really took these guys out in the woods and pretty much brought them out there to die. I mean, you know, he knew he was going to make it out of there. He just kept lying to them the whole time, and that's what's so cool about Cledus. This version of Cledus is that he was a good sneaky dude. He could be a spy, but it was cool because it was just a cool character. I liked it a lot. His character was great. We almost died. That was fun. Well, Josh almost died, I should say. But yeah, it was fun. It was great. I enjoyed doing it. Cledus, I want to play Cledus again in a sequel for this. Kind of make him like a Ulysses Clow guy, kind of like in Black Panther, except don't kill him off that early. Which that's one of the main things I hated about Black Panther. But anyways, yeah, Cledus was great. Cledus will always mean a lot to me as being the first character that I ever made up. And Cledus, y'all. Alright, so I think it's hilarious that I have two country people back to back on this, but Reginald Patton. Reginald is one of the most, I guess, down-to-earth guys. In the first video we did with him, he really wasn't that down-to-earth. He was just a guy, you know, that owned a thrift store, and was kind of like the Alfred, the Red Hood, and I didn't think he'd be that much of a big deal until we made the last video. And then he was a huge deal to the whole problem. Some background on him, he was a former Army vet. His wife cheated on him, which is fun. That's why on his desk there is a picture of his wife with another guy, which I don't know why he did that, but he did that. He has a very bad relationship with a woman named Margaret. It's fun, you know. She can't stop vacuuming. It's great. He doesn't really do much. He's like a computer guy, but for a country dude, that's very impressive. He's kind of like Lucius and Alfred put together, but in a white Southern guy, which is really odd. But Reginald's cool. He really, I think, in my opinion, the Horrors of the Past really helped Jason be prepared to face the Joker, even though he was all upset, and he needed a tissue. He really did. But it's okay, because it does leave goosebumps, man. It does. Reginald's cool. Be dope if, you know, like they have these Crisis on Infinite Earth stuff, and he was like a superhero, and that would be dope, but I'm just thinking right now. So, yeah, Reginald's dope. This one is a big one. I say that for all of them, I'm sorry, but I like characters a lot if you haven't noticed. Dallas Richmond is a lovely character. Dallas Richmond was a name that me and my grandmother came up with, which, thank you for that. I loved playing the character. He wasn't in it as much, you know. He was only in it for like half the film because, you know, the main characters were Gavin and Carson. But it was our first film, and I'm glad that Dallas Richmond was the character that I played in my very first film. I liked the interactions that he had with the guys, and I had the relationship that he had with them when they talked in the meeting. That's like one of my favorite improv scenes, is when we're talking about going to Spain. Guy really doesn't know what he's doing, unless he just acts like he doesn't know what he's doing. He fooled everyone. I think it's the biggest gotcha we've ever done in a video, because he fooled Gavin and Carson into thinking that he hasn't been to the waterfall before, yet he has, even though he said it at the beginning of the video, and Dawson's character just over his head. Didn't even... He thought about it at first, but then he just is like, oh, this guy's just a normal guy. He's just being, you know, he's being truthful. But then he wasn't, and he pulled a gun out and hit it with a machete, and that was different. Yeah, that was the most injury-prone injuries I've gotten from a video, period. I have a scar on my pinky from cutting my finger, and I busted my butt, and I thought I broke it. I honestly thought I broke my butt while sliding down one of the hills, and I wish we took that thing again, but we didn't. The first time that I ever yelled in a video, which was also a difference, I did that, and shot Dawson off of a waterfall. That was different. But he was a cool character, cool guy, rich guy. I'd love to play him again. And yeah, Dallas. So, this is the biggest video of last year, and Dawson's favorite video of all time. I played Dusty Long, Dust Devil Long. His name actually was supposed to be Dust Devil Long, but we changed it because I thought it would sound dumb if he was just called Dust Devil Long, and he didn't have an actual name, so I called him Dusty. That's why they call him the Dust Devil. Yeah, he's a psycho, man. Very sadistic man. I love the character. I made up his character while I was sitting in English class, senior year of high school. And made that up, and it was pretty cool. Randomly generated his name. I've always wanted to play a guy named Dusty. I thought it would be kind of cool. His little minions were really nothing, except Julian kind of was the shining star. Like, his character was the shining star of the group, but then he ultimately got killed. But it was fun to get... it was a very different experience because we shot in the woods. Obviously, we always film in the woods, but like the parts where like I'm hiding behind a tree and Dawson's like trying to get out of the way of the tree, and he keeps getting shot and he falls down, and then I get shot in the head, which knocked the breath out of me when I hit the ground. So it was fun. Surprisingly, the cowboy hat stayed on my head. I didn't know how that happened, but that video was very hard to, was very long. It took long to edit. Funny, because the first time I ever watched the whole video in full was at 4 a.m. and I was half asleep and I couldn't understand anything that was going on. So that was also great. It was a long 2 days filming that. Very cold. Very time-consuming, but it was fun. And I enjoyed it a lot. And Dusty Dust Devil Long is the best Western character I've ever played. Next, this character, Hialti, the legend, was iconic, and a lot of people will be like, "Oh, well, he didn't do anything but just talk about Beowulf." I liked that a lot. You needed a guy to talk about the story, and the fact that he went from being just a nobody to like talking to Nicholas's character to really being out there and telling the story of Beowulf, which, trust me, took a lot of takes to say all that, which I got made fun of for it. I don't know why I did for not remembering my lines. We're not professional actors. But I did that several times. We filmed it for 2 hours. You'd think watching it back, it wouldn't take us 2 hours. And when Dawson referred to it sleeting, that was when we were filming that stuff. It sleeted then. And yeah, it was an experience. I never want to pull an all-nighter filming a video ever again. It was the worst feeling, most miserable feeling I've ever felt in my life. It was cold. We only got like 2 hours of sleep. We didn't even sleep for it. And it was for class, for Dawson's class. I wasn't in the class. I was just there. Yeah, it was it's the best video of the year right now. It's a really well done video. I did not expect it to blow up as much as it did. But Hialti as a character is cool. I hope in the sequel we get to explore him and Nicholas's character a lot more, and we get to see more of Beowulf, of the story of Beowulf. And I liked it a lot, and I felt very empowering. So that's Hialti. This dude, man, this man's a dumb guy. He's really dumb. To be a senator and to be like a former general in the Bespin army says a lot. Orrell Morker is a wild man. Doesn't know how to defend himself. He probably doesn't remember because, you got a Mandalorian chasing after you. How the crap would you remember? The dude jumps out of a window, breaks both of his arms, but yet still manages to pop them back into place. I don't know how that works. He gets drunk on space juice, which is nice, and ultimately ends up getting beat the crap out of, which I think out of all the videos that we've ever done, I have never seen a character get beat so much, but this guy. This video really came out of nothing. We didn't honestly know what we were doing with it, but it ended up being a good video. I think if we cut down a lot on the improv stuff with Oberyn and the general, especially Oberyn, because I had to cut a lot of it out because it took a while. And we didn't want it to be people going, this is boring, That's why I try to make Oberyn funny, but, the character of Wolverine exists, and hopefully we'll get to experience that guy. But Orrell is a cool guy. Like I said, he was a Bespin ranger, senator, leader of the Bespin army a long time ago, and then they turned him into a senator, and he killed a Mandalorian senator, so he's a murderer. But that's finale. This is a good one. As you can tell if you can see in the background, I like Captain America and Joker. The Joker is one of my favorite villains of all time. Putting the makeup on again, because I haven't done it in 2 years. Playing Suicide Squad Joker was fun, but playing the new one was even more fun, because I've never done the full Joker laugh. In the trailer, I didn't think it was any good, but in this one, I really got to show it out a lot more. This video needs a lot more. I thought a lot of more people would see it, but they didn't. It is a good film. It's kind of all over the place, but that's okay. That's how movies sometimes are like that. And it's just a bunch of ideas put into one. If you've ever seen Interstellar, it's kind of like that. Interstellar is a bunch of ideas thrown into one, and it's a good movie. It's kind of like this one is, but it's a good film. The third film in the Red Hood trilogy. I liked it a lot. Finally got to introduce Joker. We might do a prequel to this where they get Joker out of Arkham Asylum, because we talked about that. And Joker is just a cool character. You probably already know who he is. Watch the Joker movie, guys. Come on. If you haven't yet already, you'll know everything about him. So it's dope. The Joker playing him was fun. It was cold, but it was fun. I got to carry around a crowbar, and that was a lot of fun. And yeah, we left y'all on a cliffhanger, and people were mad, but it was okay, But yeah, that's the Joker. So yeah, I've played a lot of crazy characters over the past almost 5 years, and I hope to continue to play a lot more. Um, like I said, these past 5 years have been crazy. Whether new sermons or not, I never knew it would actually become a thing until we just were like, hey, let's do some new stuff. And we did, and so it became a whole big thing, and I've enjoyed it a lot. For characters that I want to play in the future, I'd like to play Captain America again. I'd love to play Mr. Robinson again, Joker again. All the characters that I said I would love to play one more time because they're just so great to me. New characters, probably, they're like, it'd be cool to play like a ripoff of The Mandalorian. Kind of like a side thing. I kind of made up a character, that was based off The Mandalorian, and thought it'd be cool. I've always wanted to do like a Power Ranger show. We already did that, but I actually like a real legit one, and actually get that fleshed out. And I've always wanted to play. I like playing. I'll pretty much take anything. If I'm in the video, I'm good with it. Acting is fun. I like editing a lot more because you get to see all that you filmed come together, and it's fun, and I enjoy it a lot. And the experiences and the friends that I've made while doing these has been tremendous, and I am very thankful for that. I hope that we continue to keep going on with these. I really want to see this continue for so many years. And hopefully we hit 1 million subscribers. I don't know if we ever will or not, but that's a dream. It's a dream that we will have. Hopefully 1,000. Who knows? But, yep, that's it. Yeah.